This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, LowcoSports fans, tripping you up once again. Wes on his way, coming in hot. He was calling USCB baseball today, so he'll be joining us in just a bit. But we got Justin Jarrett and Marcus Walsh with you, and I just noticed that I had turned these off the other day, and they had gone away. There they are. They're back. Justin Jarrett, Marcus Walsh with you on a Friday night edition of the LowcoSports Lowdown. I suspect Max will be joining us in progress as well to share his wit and wisdom and perhaps a conspiracy theory about why Shadir Sanders is being snubbed in the draft. Max alluded that he may have gotten to the bottom of it in the group text, so I'm very eager to hear what insider info he has uncovered that nobody else has stumbled onto. But we also got our friend Sam Williams is ready to represent Sam Williams Esquire, ready to represent Shadir in his collusion case against the NFL, because it's starting to get a little curious how far that guy's sliding down the board. But enough NFL draft for now. I'm sure we'll get into the weeds a little bit later. But it's a weird event, right? Like, people get so excited for these people who most of them are like a coin flip whether they'll actually ever be an impact player in the NFL. But it's still fun. It's fun to dream.
It's the spectacle, especially for those of us that watch it. You were just saying you were watching the ESPN feed. I remember, watching the true ESPN feed now on ABC as well.
Right.
I remember watching it, back in the days of Chris Berman and Mel Kiper Jr. and Chris Mortensen. Obviously, it's morphed. Susie Colbert was great. Trey Wingo. It's morphed. I'm a huge Mike Greenberg fan. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. I happen to be one of those that love him.
You're a lover, not a hater.
And seeing what they do, I was just telling you, I'm going from a little bit of a different feed just because it's what fits, my plan with my television now.
Yeah.
In the new place. But yeah, it's still.
I've got
one
the
of those
playoff.
great things.
I've got the YouTube TV multi-view with all the playoff games going right now. So we got Orlando, Boston in a pretty good little Donnybrook in the fourth quarter. And that's NBA. And then the Devils up 1-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes, West's squad.
Ooh, my family won't be happy with that either.
Yeah, so got some playoffs going on the TV. Almost playoff time for a lot of folks. Already started the playoffs in lacrosse this week, and we've been keeping you posted on that. Hilton Head teams still alive, and the boys will face May River in a Loco on Loco showdown tomorrow, high noon at the Nest. But not quite to the playoffs yet in the other sports. But does not look like USCB baseball will be among those participating in the postseason after they lost today 10-8 to USC Aiken to open that series. I think they needed a sweep to get in, right? So Wes will tell us more about that a little bit later on. But shaping up like they will not make it to the playoffs, which is a tough blow for that program, and you have to wonder if days are getting near for a change there. You always hate to even bring it up, but it's just one of those things that's part of the job, and unfortunately, it's been a tough stretch for that program. So I think it may be coming sooner than later. Softball, I told you, don't sleep on Colleton County. They were going to give May River a fight when they came down here. They did, but the Sharks survived it 7-4. That one was on Bupert's own. So if you remind me, we'll check out the highlights from that one in just a bit. And Javon told us there was definitely at least one defensive play that's really worth seeing. JP2 21-1 over HHCA, as is to be expected. An established softball program against a brand new one. If you want to see HHCA in a competitive matchup, Friday night in the Ville, baby. Friday night lights, Canes and Eagles. The last one ended 30-27 when the lights went out after 3 hours, and then we had a dance party in the dark. So, if you just want pure entertainment, you can't do better than that.
Ooh.
And
you turning this team into the Savannah Bananas,
dude? It might as well be. You should come and see a game. It's nuts.
I had to get that in there when you said dance party.
Well, I mean, I got video of it. Let me get the video. We're gonna have to.
Sure.
I gotta prove it to you. I'll find it. But baseball. We had some good baseball games today, and we do have, as Mark Rennick's notes, Skiza baseball brackets. We'll check those out in a bit
Yes.
as well. HHCA
Oh,
going to
you
be
posted
home
those.
Monday at home. Hilton Head Prep home Tuesday, and both of them seem to have pretty advantageous brackets to be able to make deep runs. And I would even suggest Hilton Head Prep is a prohibitive favorite to be in the state championship series. Yeah, here we go. You don't think uh, you don't think I'm serious? We're going to show you some of these videos, but no, the Region 6 4A baseball continues to be fun. May River beats Colleton again, 4-0. Buford 8-3 over Bluffton to take the finale
That's a
of the
good
series
win.
after Bluffton took the first two.
That's a
It's a
really good
big
win.
win for them.
Yeah.
So let me update these standings here. Bluffton falls to 8-4. They're one game behind Bishop England, tied with May River, which has head-to-head over Bluffton. Beaufort sits at 6-6, 2 games behind the Sharks, and then Hilton Head is a game behind them at 5-7. Hilton Head and May River play this week. Bluffton and Bishop England play this week. So Bluffton can still tie with Bishop England by winning 2 out of 3 and would have the head-to-head over them. But if May River won 2 out of 3 over Hilton Head, then it would be a three-way tie. And if May River swept Hilton Head in that case, they would win. So it's very up for grabs. There are 3 teams that can still win the region title. Hilton Head and Beaufort are still scrapping for that 4th spot. You would think Beaufort should be able to at least get a couple against Colleton. So that really puts Hilton Head's back against the wall against May River. So they're going to go all out, and May River needs them all to try to win the region title. So it's going to
Yeah.
be a great final week in this region. Everybody but Colleton has something to play for as far as playoffs go, and Colleton has something to play for because you don't want to go over. You want to get at least one win. So they're going to go all out against Buford, knowing that they can get one. That would be huge. So it's going to be a really fun week of baseball in that region.
Absolutely. I told you, especially based off how my schedule looks and whatnot, I would like to get out to at least one game and see what the high school level has to offer. I clearly have not seen nearly as much baseball as the other sports over the years that I've really been working hard with WHHI. But it's like we talked about with basketball and with football. It's planning out that way in baseball too. That 6-4A is just absolutely loaded.
Yeah, and I would say certainly, I would say the level of baseball played in this region relative to the rest of the state is much better than the level of basketball relative to the state, and probably a little bit better than the level of football, maybe even quite a bit better. Just the baseball, we have pretty good, pretty dang good baseball teams in this area right now. Like May River is really strong this year. It's one of the better teams they've had, and they're sitting there fighting for first through third. So this is a really good region. Soccer as well. They're
Yeah,
really good, and you'll see it in the playoffs. Basketball, it might be super competitive in our region, but then we get to the playoffs and nobody gets
and
past the
it's
second round.
right. And we
So
see a
it's
lot of the
it's all
same with
relative.
football too. Just
Yeah,
with the
exactly,
fact
and that's
that
what I meant.
those
Yeah,
teams away from our region are just they're better.
yeah, yeah. And there's not a lot of sports where we are on the top tier in the
Right.
state, but certainly baseball seems to be one of them. Tennis and golf were usually up there, and then I would say, I mean, there's programs. May River Wrestling is definitely a top shelf program at this stage year after year. But I
Yeah.
don't know that the whole area is really on that level quite yet, but getting there. It's just kind of consolidated, been consolidated, but starting to spread out more. So, anyway, the show tonight, presented by Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor, our all-star sponsor, and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, as well as our official real estate closing attorney. I shook hands with Ryan Mickelson tonight at the ballpark. The whole
Nice.
squad was out there, whole Mickle squad. well, not all of them, because I think Molly was playing in the softball game, but saw Grady, who's not so little anymore, and man, there were a bunch of them. There are new ones I don't even know their names yet. That's how quickly the Mickle squad is growing up. The life moves fast, but we appreciate Mickelson Law Firm for all their support over the years, and we hope you'll call on them if you have legal needs. They can help you with everything right in downtown Bluffton. Mickelson Law Firm. So Maxie, how you doing, buddy? You came in hot tonight. Busy night over on the rec scene. I was at Oscar Frazier, seeing the flip side of it.
Yeah, it was a busy night. We had a bunch of tryouts for the all-star teams for the younger age groups for baseball and softball. All the way up to 12U softball. We had 8U baseball tonight for all-star tryouts. It's that time of the year. District tournaments start first weekend of June.
Yes.
So, it's getting to be that time of the year. And so busy day today, very busy tomorrow. I got baseball and soccer pretty much all day long, as well as some flag football games taking place over at Burton Wells. And then after that, really the only thing I'm probably going to be doing is possibly going to watch USCB baseball, hoping they can pick up a win after a tough loss tonight.
Tough L. Well, I will tell you one thing. Highlights are at 10%. Riding from May River, though, says Javon. So we're looking forward to checking out some May River Colleton County highlights from the softball diamond.
Yes.
But I'm looking for some more soccer scores, but I do have one. And I'll just read from Haley Pena, former USCB Sand Shark star, now JP2 girls soccer coach, because she writes a pretty good little recap. I don't know if Chat GPT is involved or not, but it's still solid. And what was arguably their most impressive performance of the season, the Golden Warriors pulled off a gritty 2-1 overtime win against defending 4A champs Pinewood Prep. After a week filled with adversity and injuries, the girls showed incredible resilience, teamwork, and heart. Goals from Ayla Reynolds and Hollis Melnick, and the defense stole the show, anchored by a phenomenal performance from Evelyn Melnick, who had 14 saves and goal. Abby Brock, Ayla Reynolds, Elizabeth Smith, and Caroline Ware standing tall in the back line, relentless under pressure. A true team win, a statement game that highlights the strength, unity, and potential of this incredible group. The girls now enjoy a well-earned 2-day rest before heading to Charleston for a big region clash against Ashley Hall. So, well said by Coach Pena.
That's
JP2 girls soccer, and I'm going to look up their schedule and see what their record is now after this big win tonight. But that is a huge win over Pinewood, which came in at 15-3-1, and JP2 now 9-4 after the victory. And speaking about that adversity, they were actually, I think they're 10-4 because they beat Northwood as well. But
I tell you what,
came off a 7-0 loss to Portergoud earlier this week after losing to Pinewood 3-1 on the 4th of April. That's a huge win tonight.
Tell you what, especially on the girls' side of things, we've talked in years past about that JP2 volleyball team. Obviously, I got to see with you in person, JJ, the basketball team this past basketball season, and now with what's going on with some of the other spring sports that JP2 has to offer, they have athletes everywhere. It's really good to see John Paul II just coming for every game and giving it everything that they have, and they're coming away with some really good results.
Absolutely. Big win tonight for Haley Pena's girls, and I don't know what that means, honestly. I mean, they're in third in their region, it looks like, but it's like a super region. I don't know. I don't know what any of it means. Because skis are playoff brackets, right?
Yeah.
Nobody really knows until they drop, which we do have baseball playoff brackets, by the way, allegedly. I'm trying to see if I can actually put eyes on them here. I know I've seen them floating around. I've gotten some pictures of them and stuff, but I'm trying to see if they're actually published somewhere. I think they are on Facebook. I'll keep looking for them. What do you guys want to chat about? Sorry, multitasking over here.
Go ahead there, Max. I'm looking too to see if there's the baseball brackets.
I know they put them. I saw a post with them earlier somewhere, but now I don't know where. I meant to. Bookmark that post and I forgot to.
Yeah,
but I bet somebody in the Skiza scoreboard and news.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Obviously, we're gonna be talking about this later on in the show tonight because for us, it is of a little bit of importance to us because we are fans of the NFL. Currently, the draft is continuing today. They've already gone through the second round. They are currently in the third round with the seventh pick.
Still no Shedeur.
And Shedeur has still not been picked. I think we're going to be talking about that a little later on, especially when Wes hops in with us from Hardyville. But
once it bogs down, we will. But we are going to get in and out tonight, though. Here we go. I got them. I got the Skeezer baseball brackets.
I've been wanting to
see
these.
2A, we got Thomas Hayward will travel to Dorchester in the first round. That's our only representative in there. I don't think they can get past Dorchester, but we shall see. It'll be a battle. Best of 3. That's the beauty of it. Then look at this wonky 3A bracket. I don't know
who designed this. This is a weird bracket, man.
Hilton Head Prep is the 1 seed. I wouldn't think they'd have much trouble here, but I don't know enough about Williamsburg to really know. And then we don't even know who's in a couple of these spots. We got Region 2 runner-up is in there somewhere. Region 1 champ. Oh, that's the 4A bracket. There's the other half of the 3A bracket. Okay. Patrick Henry against Spartanburg in the first round. And that'll be, is this just a single game in these?
Yes, because I think they did this last year. It wasn't until the semifinals that they did a best of 3 series.
Right.
So I think once the semifinals do take place, it'll be a best of 3 series, both in the semifinals and, of course, the state championship series as well. So
yeah,
I think
Patrick Henry gets a home game Monday out at the farm. Lester's Barbecue is just up the road a piece. I mean, stone's throw. Yeah. If you're looking for something to do on Monday, Patrick Henry will be at home. Playoff game. Winner gets Orangeburg Prep, which would theoretically be the biggest challenger to Hilton Head Prep, the other 1 seed on the opposite side of the bracket. So Dolphins will be at home Tuesday.
PD Academy is also up there as well, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Because they always have a strong showing no matter what.
Yep, I agree. And then in 4A, we have an undecided region championship yet. That will still factor into who's in the bracket, which is wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Hilton Head Christian will host Augusta Christian on Monday. Winner goes to Lawrence Manning. What did their scores look like against Lawrence Manning? Weren't they really close this year? Wasn't one of them they got hosed?
They were both one-run games, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, didn't they get hosed in one of them? Wasn't that the play where they called the interference, the block on the plate?
Yes, it was. It was.
Man.
Because we saw that video.
That doesn't seem like a 1-4 matchup. 2-1 game and a 4-3 game.
The other one that Chris Academy struggled against Trinity Collegiate as well this year.
Right.
In their 2 matchups against them.
But look at how the bracket shapes up for them. I mean, if they can get past Lawrence Manning, a team they played to 2 one-run games, then possibly Region 1 runner-up knocks off Trinity, and they don't even have to see them until they get out there. So pitching depth is the name of the game at this point, and they've got a shot to maybe make a little bit of a run. I wouldn't count them out of it. I sure wouldn't. And then 1A, we don't got nobody in that. So there's your Skeezer baseball brackets, boys. Skeezer baseball at the higher levels when you get later into the playoffs is really fun to watch. It's really solid baseball. There's some games in Skeezer baseball that are hard to watch, but that's because some of the teams are just not quite there. But when it's two good teams playing each other, it is a lot of fun. Two
It's
bad
fun
teams
to
playing
play.
each other can be a lot of fun too. Don't get it twisted. I've taken part in some really fun games this year that weren't especially well
Oh, yeah.
played. But the passion
Well,
is there
I mean,
nonetheless. So
as a person who has played in skis of playoffs, I can honestly say it's even more fun being a player in the skis of playoffs than it is to be a spectator watching it. It is a lot of fun.
oh
And
yeah,
when I was
oh
playing
yeah, playing a
during the
baseball
time that
game
I
is
was
always fun.
Absolutely.
yeah, well, I mean, during the time I was playing, every series was a best of 3 series. It didn't
Right.
start at the semifinals. We'd play every round as a best of 3 series. So we traveled
They're
a
still
lot.
doing that in 2A, but not at
Are they?
the higher
Yeah,
levels.
we did
Yeah.
that when we were in 2A as well. And it's crazy to think that Hilton Christian at one point was a 2A school, and now they're sitting in 4A for most of sports, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I always enjoyed it. The only thing I hated was having to play PD in the playoffs because we'd have to drive 4+ hours to go up there. And then
Plumb up to Pedro's sombrero.
well, the problem was we'd have to drive back home after a 7 o'clock game at night. We'd get done about 9:30, depending on how long the game goes.
Get
Then
home
we'd
about
have to drive
1.
back to Hillman Christian, and so by the time we got back, it was pretty late at night, and then we'd have to play the next afternoon, which was
Yeah.
Sounds
crazy.
right.
And so
That's when the
apart from
adrenaline
that,
has to kick in.
I did enjoy being a part of the skis of playoffs in the time that I got to do it.
Yeah, but you love those road games. Those road trips
Oh, it's
are
fun.
the heart
I
and
enjoy them.
soul of high school sports.
And by the way, PD
Stopping
Academy's
to get
baseball
food on
field.
the way home.
By the way, PD Academy's baseball field is beautiful too.
It
I
is.
absolutely love playing at that field.
It's a cathedral.
It is
It's pretty
beautiful.
cool.
Out in the middle
It's
of
like
nowhere, but it
the
is beautiful.
showpiece. Like even though they're a big football school, it feels like the baseball field is kind of the showpiece
Oh yeah, it is.
their athletics
100%.
facilities. It's cool.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if I was there, I don't know, I can't remember. It's been a few years since I've been there, but at one point they had cornfields in behind the outfield area.
So it was like Field of Dreams.
Well, that's how it used to be at Patrick Henry too. Still
In the
kind of is,
cornfield.
but they don't have corn planted back there now, but they
Yeah.
used to. No, Javon's from the PD. You from Pedro Sombrero? You the shadow of Pedro Sombrero? I like the folks up in the PD. They're all right with me. They're just
And
good country folk.
I'll just add a thought here. Obviously, my situation back when I was in high school was quite a bit different in terms of the sports that I was around for sure, and whatnot, being the basketball manager. But something just hits different. It doesn't matter what generation you're in, what sport you're in, whether you're playing or managing or whichever the situation may be. Game days just hit different. There was nothing like game day. You know, you go to school and then you go wherever to get food
it's
in
still that
between.
way.
And absolutely, it's always going to be that way
They
as long
don't go.
as
They don't go
sports
get
keep
food
going.
in between though anymore. They just DoorDash it.
And that's true.
Sometimes I used to wear my
ways of
jersey
that.
on game days too for baseball.
Yeah,
I'd wear my
we did that
baseball
a
jersey
lot
on game days, man. Oh,
with the
oh yeah,
team
Mullins,
He's from
uniform.
baby.
Mullins.
Yeah.
That's where dang PD Academy is in Mullins.
Yep.
That's just plumb right there by the shadow of Pedro Sombrero.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know Dillon's really where that is, but Mullins ain't far from there. It's all the same to me. What was she trying to see?
We
this
got some
hose.
highlights, I think, eventually.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see this play that Javon told us about. I ain't seen it yet. I might have missed it. But anyway, yeah, keep talking.
What is there to talk about? Obviously we mentioned playoffs is obviously right around the corner for some schools.
Yep.
Let me think.
I can mention something real quick that I was going to leave till later, but I actually thought of something else that I'll leave as my
we
parting
may have a
thought.
guest coming through.
Real quick, not much has changed except for a venue and time on the basketball camp that Nate's doing tomorrow. That's going to be from 9 to 5 at the corridor at 500
Buford Digital Corridor,
Carter Street in Buford.
Yeah.
So that's the info,
okay.
and I believe that's really it. He just ended up posting, and I sent it your way here this morning, JJ.
Yeah,
so
I had seen it too, and I
new
shared it out
information
as well. So
Yep. So if anybody wants to go, that's where it'll be.
Sweet.
I thought I had found. I don't know. I'm going to find the play eventually, though. I got sidetracked looking through Javon's broadcast, looking for a highlight that he sent us. But Max, you popped in a little late, so you missed us talking about baseball. But May River 4-0 over Colleton, Buford 8-3 over Bluffton. So that sets us up with Bishop England a game ahead of Bluffton and May River going into the final series, and Buford a game ahead of Hilton Head for the 4th spot. So it's gonna be fun to see how it turns
dicey.
out.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it could go a lot of different ways. And May River's in control. I mean, Bishop England's in ultimate control of their destiny. But if May River can win all 3, then they can really put the pressure
on Bishop England. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
to have to win. I don't know. I can't keep it straight now, but to have to win 2, right? Not just 1. So yeah, it could be fun. Bluffton playing spoiler for May River could be weird. It could be. It's gonna be a fun week next week. And it's gonna be
really
a fun week
fun.
for a lot of people.
That's gonna be exciting.
Looking at the RPI here, though. They're still not getting any love in 4A baseball. Bishop England is 9th, May River 12th, Bluffton 16th, Buford 17th,
Buford
Hilton
at
Head
17.
29th. Yeah, Bluffton at 16. I mean, Bluffton's had a really solid year. I guess their strength of schedule is going to get a boost when they play Bishop England, right? So that'll help a little. But yeah, that's a little lower than I would have thought some of those teams would have been.
Yeah, I almost think it's a little too low, but that's just how the RPI works out, I guess.
Yeah.
Not much I can say about it.
Numbers don't lie. I mean, you can criticize the formula, but the formula ain't changing this year, so
Right.
ain't much use. Softball. I want to see where May River ranks in softball now.
Well, actually, I would say
oddly, despite May River now having swept Colleton County, at least going into tonight, Colleton County was 8th in the RPI and May River was 10th. That's crazy. So the metric's a little busted. I think we can agree on that. We gotta make some adjustments to the metric, but that doesn't mean we throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, I would say there could be things changing. I'll put that in as one of my parting thoughts tonight because I have been keeping a close eye on my parting thought over the last week or so, and yeah, I'll share with y'all during my parting thoughts. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
Well,
I think a new friend has entered. A new friend has entered the chat.
Well,
Coach
really
Ned
Mullis.
Friend. He's an old friend. Coach Mullis, what's up, buddy?
Friend.
What's up, boys?
How are you,
I'm
Coach?
running on fumes, Bubba. It's been a busy week, even though
Long
it's spring
day.
break.
Long day.
Indeed, and your Sharks came up with the shutout, 3 straight shutouts, if I'm not mistaken. You did not allow a run this week, correct?
3 straight.
That's a good
Pitched
feeling.
good.
That is a good feeling.
Couple
Kept
sophomores
yourself.
today.
What's that?
Couple sophomores today.
Oh boy.
Conti and Michael Morgan.
Michael Morgan. Oh, really? It was both of them?
Mm-hmm.
In your game changer, it just says Morgan went the distance.
That was that's game 2.
Oh, you played 2 today. Oh goodness.
Yeah, we had a doubleheader.
Great day for it.
You played 2 today?
Long. Oh yeah.
Goodness, I
We
thought
rained
when
out
did you?
Wednesday.
Oh, you did. Okay, I didn't realize that. It rained up there Wednesday.
Yeah, Colin. They had weather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, must have
It
missed
was
us.
real too.
Yeah, they
Oh
had
yeah.
some bad weather in Bamberg on
We
Wednesday
could
as
use some
well.
rain.
Well, you sure could. My field
Oh
is
yeah.
dry as a bone. Those poor Hilton Head girls sliding on it yesterday. We're feeling it. But no, big wins for you guys this week. Buford got a win tonight,
I
8-3
saw that.
over
Helpful.
Bluffton to take the last one. So that means you and Bluffton are tied a game behind Bishop England going into the last week. Buford 2 games back of you. Hilton Head 1 back of them. So it's going to be a wild week. I mean, there's no telling what could happen in any of those in either of those 2 series. Now, Hilton Head or Carlton Buford. I mean, Carlton's going to be gunning. They want to try to get one.
Hey man, Varner can beat you.
Absolutely, he can. So I think it's going to be a really fun week where a lot of different things could happen. Any of 3 teams could end up on top of this thing at the end of the week.
That game tonight, wasn't it close? The Bluffton, it was close for a while, wasn't it?
I think so. Well, and both the other games have been very close. Let's see here. I'm so tired, man. Yeah, it was close. Buford scored 6 in the 6th after being down 3-2. Wheels came off in the 6th. So, yeah, it could have gone either way. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun finish. I'm really impressed with this Bluffton team. I did not expect them, after everything they lost last year, I did not expect them to be as competitive as they've been this year, and they just keep proving me wrong and winning.
They swing it. They swing it. I heard tonight, we were looking at some stats. Hilton Head scored the most runs in the region.
Really?
That was what I heard tonight.
That's crazy.
So I think they swing it too. I was talking to
They
Adam
certainly do.
this week.
They certainly do.
Hilton Head swings it too. A lot like Bluffton.
Yeah. Yeah, they took one off Bishop England. They're a quality team. They're young, but they're a quality squad.
They beat Ritzmiller
I think
too.
they quite have.
Newberry.
Yeah. Yeah. Wendell. Kinda. Max or Wes. Sorry, my other child. What's up, buddy?
Doing great. Unfortunately, could have been better. But
how you
another
doing?
tough loss for USCB baseball. They fall short 10-8. Back and forth game. They're up 3-0, and Aiken scored 7 in the 4th. And Sand Sharks tied it up, as we've seen many times before, just unable to seal the deal. And unfortunately, with Augusta's win, that eliminates the Sand Sharks from the postseason.
What's their record, Wes?
They are in conference play. They're 5-20, 9-35 overall.
9-35. Yeah, I think we're gonna see change there. I mean, you hate to even bring it up, but I just think it's time to go a different direction there.
I just had a feeling eventually we were gonna have to bring it up if it goes down the road.
Well, I mean, we're bringing it up. I just did. I said I hate to bring
actually
it up.
our
I did,
job, but
it's not. But and I'm not trying to say anybody should do anything. I just think
a tough league,
the writing's
man.
kind of on the wall. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a really tough league.
And coaching matters because look at Francis Marion.
Yeah.
That new coach at Francis Marion, ain't a whole lot of new guys in there. And I mean, they're top 20 in the country now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can turn it around quick with the right hire. I mean, it's there's guys out there who can play ball. They need to be trained and developed and coached, and but it's just you only get so many years.
Find it, man. I find it hard. As much as I kind of want to bang them up.
Yeah, I'm not banging nobody up. Sometimes
if you can recruit to that place, I mean,
yeah.
I just don't think I don't think they've given that guy what he needs.
I agree. I agree. And that goes for the guy before him and the guy before him left because he didn't have what he needed to keep it going, to be sustainable. So no, it's a real thing that they're addressing. As far as my understanding is they're addressing it like immediately.
I don't. Yeah, it should have been. It's got to happen.
It's got to happen. It does. But at the same time, the community's got to get behind it and support it. And donate and whatever that looks like. They need more support for their athletics to be able to do more, wherever that comes from. So that's their challenge.
I think with new facilities, it's going to help them be able to do the one thing that.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come.
It'll be the biggest struggle. Well, the biggest struggle for them as of lately is being able to recruit in their own backyard.
Right.
I mean, you look at the team that they have right now.
That's a two-way street.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's hard because, I mentioned this the last time we talked about this. A lot of the high school facilities are better than what USCB currently has right now, and that is an issue. And I think if you can get those new facilities put together, which it sounds like they are trying to do the best they possibly can to get this done as quickly as possible. I think when that happens and they start being able to recruit kids and show what the facilities they have,
I think
it could change some things.
I'll say this. Bubba Dorman.
Yep.
Was at USC Salkehatchie.
Yeah.
Right.
And they didn't have any facilities either.
No.
But I'm telling you, there wasn't a week in a high school game that you didn't see Bubba Dorman around somewhere.
Yeah.
He was here every week talking to guys,
Yep, that's right.
And they would win 20 a year probably. What 20 and 40 or something like that. I mean, they weren't great, but I mean, he was competitive every year. And look, Salt's winning 2 or 3 games a year now.
Right.
But I saw that guy you just ran into him all the time. And I just don't see other college coaches around except for, you run into Coker. I mean, they're driving down here from Florence. You run into, you run into college coaches all the time. It's just, it's not that far. Not that far. And look, I get it. I mean, I'm not sure what those guys get paid. I don't know, but I just.
Well, and I just think back to when
you see college coaches riding 4 or 5 hours to get down here and watch games. And
I just think back to our World Series team. I think back to our World Series team in 2012, and 2 of the key players on that team were guys from Beaufort County. Weldon Smith was a guy that really nobody looked at. He came in, kind of recruited him as a pitcher, and then he had to play shortstop, and he was starting shortstop on the World Series team.
Why is Warner leaving?
And then Junior De La Torre also was a guy that was a stud at Beaufort High, and he came in as kind of a project, and as a freshman he was a contributor on that team, and by the senior year he was the dude. He was the dude. And now he's a professional fisherman, by the way, which is pretty good. Wow. Good work if you can get it. I would love to see him bring in some more of those marginal local guys and develop them. And
that's the key there. I mean, look at Courtney Campbell. What's happening with women's basketball?
Yes.
I don't like her to.
But programs ebb and flow, and certainly this one is ebbing at the moment. So I think we'll see some
it's
shake
just a little
up.
Frustrating because I see it I can see it from both sides, but it is really hard to watch the struggle of these guys. I know how hard they work with recruiting guys and all these other guys, and they're getting offers from all over the place. But we can't. They can't get a sniff around here, and you're 9 and whatever.
Yeah.
But they're going to Newberry and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Connor Wendell's headed to Newberry. You got a couple going to Anderson.
You really got to find a way to bring in local guys. Like you have quality caliber talent that can play for USB and play really well for them.
Trace Nishnik gets in the 3-hole for them right now.
Yeah. And catches every game.
But we can't do it for them. We can just mention it, and hopefully they hear a little of this. And it's up to the guys when they get the opportunity to go over there and do well.
That's key.
Yeah. And the funniest thing is, a good number of these kids are going to schools within South Carolina.
Right. That's
like
what we're saying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'd love to see them stay home.
I would rather them be here, with USCB. But
Aaron Guthrie hit another home run tonight. I mean, Guthrie could be there.
I mean, like Ned said,
and maybe they all find their way home eventually if the right fit.
I really hope. But all it is right now is hope, because
you're right.
Right now with the situation they're currently in, you just never know if it's ever gonna.
It sounds like, and we will have, I think Gina Montford's going to join us on Monday, and she may be able to give us some more insight into where they are on the facilities project. Because I do know that there was talk during basketball season that they were going to be breaking ground this year, but I don't know exactly when. The timeline's always fluid on those things, depending on weather and whatever else. And when you're dealing with the state university system and the level of bureaucracy they are, there's a lot of things that can derail it at any moment. So, I hope they get it done soon, because literally when Sofield took the job in whatever year that was, 2007, they had a rendering of the on-campus field they're going to build, and they're trying to raise money for it, and we're still kind of there, so, but I think they do have funding. I think they have some public funding that is making it happen now, that is in conjunction with the basketball arena.
Well, and I can't understand for the life of me. You watch Lexington or Charleston or whatever, and they work hand in hand with with the colleges.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by the community has to support it. We need the counties need to step up.
Go down to Pooler and look at I know Reddick gave a lot of money, but you could as much travel baseball and stuff is around here. A complex that is kind of spearheaded by, put a college baseball field in the middle of that thing. Look what it did for Shipyard. I'm not saying you need a Shipyard. But I'm saying it's a financial,
there's an opportunity.
Works.
Yes, there's an opportunity that is being missed, and I ain't got the money to do it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I've been talking about it for a long time, but I ain't got the money to do it. So somebody got the money. Come on.
The hardest thing is the land.
Yeah.
But hell, Buford's got some. Doesn't USC Buford's got a little bit of land, don't they?
They do have some land. They have a good bit of land. The paper company gave it to them many years ago. But you know what? I'm going to change the subject to something a little happier on the USC Buford front. My spring break this week, I spent my days with our super awesome friend, Jeff Riley, and he is finishing up his degree at USCB. And we worked on his capstone project. I'm just going to play the intro, and then you can go on our Loco Media YouTube channel and watch the full thing. But Jeff enlisted me to help him edit his capstone, a little documentary film about this season with the men's basketball team and just all his involvement at USCB. So here's a little clip. Basketball. Wait, got to get that one out of there.
There's not a single person in the Peach Belt Conference that's as good on the sweat mop as you. Oh, wow. And I mean that. We've been to a lot of games where they could have used Jeff Riley because there's nobody as good.
Hi, I'm Jeff Riley. I'm about to graduate from an awesome school called USCB, and this is the story of how I became part of the coolest college basketball team in the country and brought a bunch of my friends along for the ride. Welcome to Center Court. This is my buddy Jacob that I met on the Special Olympics basketball team. And he's from Massachusetts, where I'm originally from. Mascot Security Jacob.
Jacob's a legend. He's the GOAT.
Jeff, I think you were a significant component to our success this year. You bring in your positive energy, your smiling face every day. Guys love high-fiving you. Guys love seeing when you're around. They love you. You're a valuable part of our team. Your picture is in our locker room. The guys absolutely love that type of energy. So you were a significant component to what we were able to do this year.
All right. Well, there's a little taste of Jeff and I's documentary. It's about 11 minutes long. It's on our YouTube. I hyper focused on it all week, so it wasn't until I watched it a couple more times today that I finally cried when I watched it. But it's pretty moving. Jeff got all that footage with help from students at USCB and other folks, and brought me like 2 hours of footage on Monday, and we culled through it and got it down to a pretty powerful little 11-minute film. So just wanted to share that with folks. And we're going to have Jeff and Gina Montfort on Monday is the plan to talk about that and talk about the Special Olympics state games this weekend, the basketball tournament that Jeff and the Lightning Sharks are playing in. So some really good stuff coming out of USCB. I love what they're doing. You know, we just kind of fussed about the baseball program and some of the negatives for a while, but you know, nothing's perfect, and there's a lot of positive happening over there, and it's a beautiful culture they're building. So I hope that the baseball program can enjoy more success, you know, but they're still doing good things over there, churning out positive, you know, well-developed human beings by being a part of that program. So Mullis, what else you been seeing, buddy? You think your boy Wells is going to get him a state championship this year and skis a 3A?
Who's in 3A?
Yep.
Orangeburg, which is not bad. PD, Williamsburg, Calhoun. It ain't a whole lot.
They'll have to play well to beat them.
They will. Absolutely. Although Prep's had a couple close ones lately. They won 1-0 against Hilton Head Christian and 3-2 against JP2. Couple of battles, but you know how it is.
Wow.
You go 24-2, you're gonna have a few close ones, right?
Wow. Buford denies the sweep for Bluffton. That's
that's a huge win. JJ and I were talking about that earlier. That's a huge
win.
I just came on the show, but
Womack kid came in dealing.
Just reiterating.
Yep. 21, JP2 lay on for softball. May River, nice bounce. They beat Colleton again, 7-4.
That game, man, there was a lot. Yeah, it was a good night over there, man. We were home, they were home. Yeah, there's a lot of people in there tonight.
Yep.
Colleton softball always travels exceptionally well.
Their baseball travels a little bit.
Does it? Good.
But that'll make it interesting this last week because May River, because Bluffton lost that one, that puts May River still in the mix because they could sweep Hilton Head and potentially have an opportunity to be like a big 3-way tie for first. So that'll be exciting to see what happens next week. Should be some great.
It's fun when it all comes down to the wire like this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sure is.
It's when you truly get the best out of your athletes.
Yep.
I just got something.
We got.
You never know what you're gonna get when you're me during the show.
I got a score.
You got a score? What do you got?
I got a score. May River. This is boys soccer. May River 3, Hilton Head 1.
Yeah, I heard that earlier.
Well, it wasn't on the Google Docs, so I didn't know.
No, we didn't have that one. He just meant he had heard it earlier.
Okay. So yeah, Sharks win 3-1.
He didn't tell us.
I didn't know I didn't know what sport it was. I just heard 3-1 over Hilton Head over.
Yeah, the May River. That's a boys score. May River boys soccer. Yep.
Justin, I did have something funny happen tonight.
Oh yeah.
So I was down in the bullpen, and I like to listen. I'll kind of listen to the Clemson game a little bit too. I'll have it going on my phone, and the director of baseball operations was doing the radio broadcast tonight. And they got talking about Bull Durham references. And, Justin and I do this daily almost, sending something funny back and forth. So he hit one 116 mile an hour off the bat. One of those guys did 460 some feet.
Yellowstone.
So I texted him. I said, anything that goes that far ought to have a damn stewardess on it.
Yeah, there you go. Name one park that ball wouldn't have been out of. Yellowstone.
Yeah, and he texted it. So I'm sitting there listening
great.
to the game, and I've got a couple boys down the bullpen getting loose. And he was like, "Yeah, chiming out of the Low Country, a good buddy of mine, Ned Mullis, said anything that goes that far, you should have seen those guys about passed out." It was pretty funny.
You got the shout out on the.
I got the shout out on the Clemson radio broadcast.
Well, I just got
the Clemson Tigers baseball team too, man. They've been
well. How about I don't know what happened here, but May River and Hilton Head girls soccer was 0-0.
Shootout.
K's.
Wow.
And we have some video here of the penalties. That looks like Seahawks shooting and denied by Lexi.
Let me tell y'all something about soccer. As a parent, there is nothing worse on the planet than watching your daughter take a shootout or PK.
Can't imagine.
Oh my God, Paige would have to take those PKs and oh my God,
pressure.
The pressure. It is.
I mean, just watching your kid bat in a baseball or softball game is bad enough.
I mean, it would be like being the golden hitter for the damn Bananas or something.
Right.
Yeah. The
pressure. It's a little grainy. I don't know how much we're gonna be able to see here. Close.
Nice.
That's a tough one.
The game.
Like that's a May River dub. Wow. I don't think
those Sharks, those River Sharks, what a game that was.
Hey, I got to get off here, but I want to say something real quick. Has anybody seen the field for the Bananas tomorrow at Clemson?
No.
Have y'all checked that out yet?
Oh, at the football stadium.
190 feet down the left field line, 50 foot high.
Unbelievable.
What?
81,000 people. It sold out in 30 minutes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's on ESPN tomorrow.
Yeah, they stream stuff on ESPN. They have that Banana Land doc.
Oh my! I just saw the picture of it. It's insane.
Yeah, you know that 190 down the line kind of reminds me of what's that old baseball field back in the day?
Fenway Park.
No, not Fenway. No.
You mean Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
No. What's it called?
Hey, both lines at Yankee Stadium are longer than Fenway for the record.
It's no longer around.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh,
it's amazing.
Crazy,
probably some old baseball field that had like a crazy short front port or
look at this. Look at this.
Oh my.
Yeah, no,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's the net.
They're playing at, that is crazy.
I'm not sure if the net's yet, but it's 50 foot high.
Wow. Now, will Howard's Rock be touched by anyone? Or will they?
I don't know. That looks like a poke out there.
Yeah, it's pretty good little poke.
Yeah,
that is a wild. Those are wild.
Some
cameos. That'd be 300. 300
legends be a part of it or something. It's just they always have celebrity cameos or guys who will play.
Sure.
Yeah. So you see.
Yeah, I don't know if they got any Clemson guys in that thing or not. I had to check. I'll check.
Hey, when we went to the game the other night in Savannah, they had Travis Hunter come throw out the first pitch.
Right?
That was pretty wild.
They have context for anyone these days. They're like I said, worldwide phenom. So
they got people begging to get in there.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh, dude! I was talking to one of the college coaches the other day, and you have guys not even talking about the draft anymore. They're just wanting to go there.
You want to play the bananas or the party animals
or the tailgaters or the firemen.
Whatever. They're drafting cities now, right?
They're having a league.
So. Yeah,
a league
absolutely.
Of handball teams coming up.
It's craziness.
So tomorrow's game, 7 p.m. It is on ESPN2. I figure ESPN's going to be concluding with
still doing the draft. That's right. Yeah, so I knew it was on ESPN.
Fridays and Saturdays, it's going to rotate. It looks like between ESPN and ESPN2. and there's going to be some simulcasting live on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus as well. But
really?
huge stuff. I've talked a little bit this year and certainly in past times about when I got to meet Jesse Cole. Now, a few years ago, I went to a game, and then a week and a half later, I was on assignment with WHHI interviewing him as we just got our bandwidth into Savannah at that point. And he's a character. He's a character and a half. I mean, it's an awesome environment, and that was before the true Banana Ball existed. They played half their games regularly back then.
Yeah, Coastal Plain League. Yep.
When they had the summer league college team,
right, with the Coastal Plains League.
Coastal Plain League.
I wish. I mean, like, I understand why they got rid of it, but you kind of miss it at the same time. I think it was.
I miss the sand.
It feels like
we went to that too,
right?
Hey,
you saw the bomb come through. Yeah, it feels like a different entity with the college. You just now it's more like, they're the Globetrotters. They're not like a youthful.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying with the ballpark. Why wouldn't somebody build something like that and bring a Coastal Plains League team in for the summer?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I would say the Coastal Plains.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Coastal Plains League has some great names, especially when the Bananas were a part of it.
Yeah.
I remember. I
don't know. Somebody told me they ruined the Coastal Plain League, and I'm not sure they're not wrong, but
the Macon Bacon, they're still around.
Macon Bacon was the team I went to go watch play the Savannah Bananas when they were in Savannah.
The Flamingos, Florence Flamingos.
That's who I saw was the Flamingos, the Florence Flamingos.
Some crazy names.
Exactly.
The pink bats and the pink unis. No.
What's that guy Jesse's vision though is amazing because
it's incredible.
So the whole thing that came about with Clemson, they called Bakich up there and we're just talking about a kid that was trying out for them. And somehow they parlayed that into, well, let's play one of your scrimmages. And then, so he's up there looking at, Doug Kingsmore, and then he's looking at that football field and said, ooh, that's a good idea. Why don't we
got a lot more seats?
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, it just, who would have went up there and looked at that football field and said, damn, this is a good idea.
Right. Most people would have said, oh, this won't work.
Technically they kind of did a trial run because they played at Raymond James Stadium, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football field. When I heard they were going to do this in Clemson, I was like, man, I don't know how this is going to work, but I like what they're thinking about here. I like the idea of it. I think it's going to be interesting, but I can't wait to see it.
I actually talked to a guy and his kids who went to the game at Raymond James. When we were down at Daytona, I was wearing my Party Animals jersey to the Tortugas game. So everybody wanted to talk to me about the Bananas and the Party Animals. And it's insane. It gets more traction than anything else. Even at school, like all the kids love it when I wear my Party Animals jersey. They're like, oh, I like your shirt. But Party Animals do have the best merch right now.
Do.
But the tailgaters are coming. The denim baseball pants are hilarious. I mean,
yes, I did see those. Those are cool.
So funny. I love the Gators. I met a couple of them. So, all right, boys. Well, let's bring this thing in. We got some sponsors to shout out. We haven't done very much of that tonight, but we have Hudson Seafood House on the docks. They are a great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. You might see Coach Mullis over there munching on the Po' Boy Andrews way.
Trust me.
That's the way to go. Trust him. Look at him. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to food.
Never trust a skinny chef.
Presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, new episode coming Monday night. Hilton Head Furniture, handcrafted furniture made right up the road from where Mullis is from, Hickory, North Carolina. Brought down here to sell to you to keep in your house for a long time. That's Hilton Head Furniture. HHI Windows and Doors. Coach Barron over at Hilton Head Prep hung up the whistle, and now he's helping you improve your view of the Low Country with HHI Windows and Doors. Base Hit Life is your baseball and softball themed apparel store. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole's the official chiropractor. Find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, getting your floors so clean your feet will thank you. And Jay's Barbershop, if you need your ears lowered or not, it's the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. All right, boys. Final thoughts. Ned, you're our guest. What you got, buddy?
Big week next week. Good baseball next week. You got Bishop England in town. You'll have us in Hilton Head. Be a good week to go out and watch a little baseball.
Absolutely. Yep. Never a bad week to go watch some baseball. Marcus Walsh.
Little bit of a, not super personal at all, but just a reminder. I actually had this done today, especially for us guys that think we're big, bold, brash, and tough all the time. Just make sure to keep up with your appointments for your physical health, especially for those that work a bunch. I saw my doctor today. Got a clean bill of health and some
there
relief
we go, a PSA
along
today,
the way. So do it for yourselves. Do it for your family.
I thought you were going to tell us about, whatchamacallit there for a second.
I was a little worried about a colonoscopy there for a
minute.
No,
that's the word I was looking for.
I still have a little ways to go before
I'm
that.
Still 2 years. I'm due for another one in 2 years, and I'm already looking forward to the sleep. I'm already looking forward to the sleep. That's great. Wes Kerr, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, I have a little bit of a somber one tonight. Some big news, some unfortunate news from a school that I saw play here many times around the neck of the woods of USCB. St. Andrews University announced today that they will cease operations. This is just today from Laurinburg. You heard about Limestone. Now, Laurinburg.
How about Limestone?
Yeah, but St. Andrews as well from Laurinburg, North Carolina. Played them a bunch. Especially in soccer, and baseball as well from USCB, especially in the NAIA days.
Yeah,
played them a ton.
Who was it? Who did you say?
St. Andrews University in
St. Andrews up in
St. Andrews is closing down.
Yeah, they are ceasing operations.
Smokes!
Just always sad to hear when that happens, especially for those student athletes and for those faculty members, students. It's just complete overhaul and just really
unfortunate.
Yeah, I was gonna say you played against them back in the day.
Yeah, they were in the conference.
Yeah, and they've been around a long time.
You want to talk about a bad break?
It's wild times, man. If there's already been 2 just in the Carolinas, there's going to be a bunch more, right?
Bad luck. Brett Harker, Hall of Famer at the College of Charleston, pitcher, unbelievable. He was the head coach at Furman when they shut the baseball program down. He's the head coach at Limestone now.
No way.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew
programs on
it. And does a great job.
Yeah, I remember him being the coach at Furman. I didn't know about the Limestone thing. Yeah, that's horrible.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he got the job after Furman. He got the Limestone job.
All right, Max, you had a big one for us. You teased it earlier. You've been watching it.
What was I going to say? Well, the first one was regarding Shedeur Sanders.
Is he still
obviously still hasn't been
he's as yet undrafted?
Wow! Wow!
Literally within the last few picks,
incredible. That is
10, 11 picks or so in the
that is insane.
third round.
Who would have guessed?
And I have a feeling
PSA kids.
I think the Rams are taking him in 3 picks.
Don't blow off your interviews, kid.
Well, here's what I said. Coach Tyree posted about it last night, and I said, it's just crazy work to think you're bigger than the program before you even have a job offer. Like, it's just it's insane.
I just think I saw on social media the elaborate draft watch party, whatever. They went all out for that, and of course he didn't get picked yesterday, and now he's still yet to be drafted, and it's crazy. I mean, crazy when those things happen. But at the same time, you know, we've seen similar situations to that before, and you just never know in this day of age where which direction he's usually heading in. When a guy that a lot of people have their eye on starts to slip, they can go a lot farther than you expect. And looks like it all depends on.
I just keep coming back to the fact that the 2 guys who have to make this pick basically are the GM and the head coach. Right. Sometimes that's the same person. Those are the same people that his dad is going to go after and make it messy in the media every time he thinks they misstep. And their heads are going to be on the line.
Really want
and
that
there's
media
circus.
media
is, just.
And then at some point, he's going to decide, I want to go coach him. And so he's either going to go for your job. He's either going to go for your job, or he's going to go get whatever job's available and try to get your quarterback.
It's a really good
answer. And it's just.
But here's the thing,
is it worth it?
It's not like part of it, yes, is about what influence Deion Sanders would have in the situation, but the other part is on the player itself. I was reading this morning. Obviously, he wasn't at the NFL Draft Combine, which is fine because a lot of players don't do that. They don't show up to the NFL Draft Combine. They end up doing.
Well, he didn't go do the interviews and answer anybody's questions or work out for anybody.
Or he blew them off, the ones he went to.
Speaking of which, there was an article that came out, I think, a couple days before the draft started yesterday, and one of the articles was by the NFL's networks, Tom Pelissero, and he talked with a bunch of assistant coaches, and one of the assistant coaches who's been in the NFL for a while doesn't have a name down on here, and I think that's for good reason, because what he said about Shedeur Sanders was, he called it a disastrous interview. He said, "This is the worst formal interview I've ever been in my life."
Yeah,
I saw that too.
He blew the interviews, and
he said he's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has horrible body language. He blames teammates, but the biggest thing is he's not that good. And that was the main quote out of that article. And I think everybody started taking notice. And of course,
and he doesn't seem like the person who's ever been able to be told that and handle it well. And so I think it's going to be a hard adjustment.
Yeah, the other thing on his pro day, so he did okay, but he didn't do great on his pro day. Like, he didn't have a fantastic pro day.
But he did have Pat Shurmur as his offensive coordinator, so he's had an NFL offense.
Yeah. He could be great, but he seems to be a diva. Like, he's announcing before he even gets there that he's a diva, and not everybody wants to deal with the diva.
Did you guys see in the room he was in for the draft, because he wasn't actually at the NFL draft? He was with like friends and family, I guess, and stuff like that. And all around the room he was in, one word: legendary. And I just think, like, you're putting yourself down as legendary before you've even played an NFL game.
I don't care where he goes. I just want it to be the same place as Aaron Rodgers.
Well, and here's the other thing.
That would just be amazing.
They retired his jersey, and those guys won national championships.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart's jersey's not retired.
I mean, those guys were,
it's crazy.
Is be enemies? I mean,
I don't think so. They had animals there back in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were unreal. Yeah.
Well, I will say the Rams are currently on the clock. They have not made it.
They are, and that's a potential landing spot. McVay may think he can fix it.
If it's not there. Oh no, Steelers are
the Browns. The Browns can still get him. The Browns.
That would be funny.
I was actually thinking that he may go to Dallas in round 2.
No.
Came to that
point. Well, now Jerry is the type who would welcome the circus, because he don't care what.
And that's
all publicity is good publicity.
But they have
oh man, that would be fun.
I thought maybe that would happen.
I mean, Jerry might at some point, just to ingratiate himself to Prime.
Here's the other thing: I ain't sold on Cam Ward either. I watched
not entirely either.
And the ACC was terrible, and I'm an ACC guy.
It was bad. Yeah. I'm not entirely sold on it.
I think Hunter's the most, the best athlete all around the draft. I understand why Tennessee went with Cam Ward, but I think the jury's still out on. But was your quarterback in the draft you would have taken ahead of?
No, I just don't think there were any great quarterbacks.
If you were Tennessee,
I think Ward was the best quarterback.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't think.
What would you have done if you were Tennessee? Would you have gone Ward? Would you have traded down? Would you have gone Hunter? I mean,
I would always try to trade out of one if I could. It's just such a.
Well, I would have if I was.
Crazy pressure.
Unless there's like a clear-cut guy.
Yeah. If there's a generational person like Ryan Leaf, That's my point, though. You just don't know. You just don't know.
Well,
and so it's kind of funny how much
I tell you what
stock
you
is put
know.
into this thing when like 60% of these guys will ever be meaningful NFL
I'll tell you what you do know. Take Alabama defensive guys or Georgia defensive guys.
Absolutely. Take the backups. Take up the backup slate.
The Falcons yesterday, after we got off air, traded up to take another edge pass rusher.
Well, and you look at Harbaugh there with you wonder why Baltimore's good every year? They got Malachi Starks falls to them, and they take it. Whether they needed a safety or not, they took him, which was smart. And
build that depth.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I like about Baltimore is they pick people who not only are great but fit in this system that they're playing extremely well.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But hey, that's enough NFL draft talk for me tonight, boys.
Well, I could talk about that stuff for a while. That interests me. And I'm not even a big NFL guy, but this draft stuff's fun.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
I enjoyed it as well, but I got to be out the door to go coach travel ball in the morning, so we're going to call it a night. We appreciate you, boys. Thanks for hanging out with us, Coach Mullis. Thanks to all of our viewers tonight, and thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm. If you want to become a sponsor, get in touch with us, info@LowcoSports.com. You can
shout out to Mickelson for getting me in the skybox last week.
Oh, yeah? Ryan hooked you up?
Awesome.
Oh, good dude, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, fun times at the Heritage. How about JT?
No doubt.
That's
awesome. You got to.
All right, boys. Well, good times. If we don't see you before then, we'll see you Monday night. For Marcus Walsh, Ned Mullis, Wes Kerr, Max Raj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.